Gonna open up audio and take off the slide. Whoop. Hello, everybody.
Sweet.
Welcome,
Hey, there
welcome.
it
Hello.
is.
Hello.
So we got ourselves a nice new interface. We got some awesome folks here, and we are starting the pre-show for live feature rant.
The interface is purdy.
Yeah, thank you. This and the dead feature rant was actually both used, both done using a fluid simulation that I found online. So, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm working on that right now. You can stop pointing fingers in directions, Krem. Alright, let's see. This one goes. Oops. Hey, stop that. So, how'd you folks do over the past week? Holiday foods and any of that sort of stuff? I know you've had quite an adventure yourself, Adam.
And it ain't over yet.
Yep.
I ate a lot.
Yeah, I bet. That's Krem check.
That's great.
I had an
Orange
accidental
dwarf.
LAN party for Thanksgiving, so that was the thing.
Cool.
Oops.
Oops. Close here.
Oh, I see your fancy new interface now.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, line some stuff
Yes.
up.
Alright. Close enough. Yeah, that update. Oh my goodness, that is going to be a lot of fun to talk about. Let's not talk about it until the show starts, because that's
Yeah.
that's big time.
Yeah, we don't talk about
Yeah.
important stuff in the pre-show, right?
Yeah. Well, game stuff. I mean, we can talk about all sorts of other stuff. I guess for anybody who doesn't know, is yes, I am a community manager at the company My Dream, working on the game My Dream, which is not Landmark. It's another creative sandbox sort of game. They're an indie company, so they're not coming from 20-something years of experience in running games and stuff. So it's a little bit of a different sort of project than Landmark. The focus is completely different, but it's a lot of fun, and or at least the stuff I'm seeing is a lot of fun. I guess it's not all those features aren't in yet, but it's a project that's building up, and in the next few months there's going to be a lot going in. It's going to be pretty amazing. So if you like sandboxes, that's one to check out.
That's pretty
Yeah,
exciting.
it's fun. It's fun to play. Already.
Yeah, there's already a lot of stuff you can do to build, and you can actually make quests. They're mostly right now just mazes and stuff where you put down traps and try to kill people along the way, but a lot more is going to be, obviously coming along. It's not just going to be a maze of doom game forever, but it's nice. It's kind of a change up. It's a different kind of creativity than what I've been able to play with at Landmark. The best I've been able to do for interactive stuff is the ring shot and quad shot game, which is fun, but it's kind of limited.
It'll get there.
What was that?
It'll get there.
Yeah.
How far away am I? I'm so far.
You miles away.
I'm miles away from the mic. Well, my room is still very echoey. I don't have a lot in here, so it still sounds like I'm in a cave.
It's all good.
I'm an evil clone. Or I have
Of
one at
who?
least. Of me.
Oh. Well, which one's the real one?
I don't know.
The evil one, obviously.
Alright.
Oh, I guess the one down in Adam's screen. That's my evil clone. That's what Rudnell says.
It's just two of each of us, except for. That's really funny. Oh.
Alright, you know what? There is something we can talk about.
Hmm.
Everybody get your drinks ready. Actually, it isn't Galaxies. It's the episode 7 trailer.
Oh.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have
I
a
didn't
drink.
even see it yet.
Really?
Have a drink.
What?
I didn't
How
see
how
it.
did you
I
get
know,
through
I
the
know.
Thanksgiving weekend
How
without seeing?
I know.
are you?
I know. I was watching football.
Well, that's gross, and we're not friends anymore.
Oh,
Oh damn!
You just
I guess I'll have to
prioritized
delete your
football,
stripper picture
and
off my desktop.
You don't have it on your
touche.
desktop.
I do have
Yeah,
it on
he
my
does
desktop, actually.
Oh, I mean, you don't. You have it as the desktop icon, like
No,
that's
no,
what.
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no,
I was
no.
gonna say that's what Baby Swoop sees when she goes up to the computer.
No, this is your role model, Baby Swoops.
Party. All right. They ruin lightsabers.
I think you need to watch Colbert's deconstruction of the lightsaber.
Yeah,
That was
I
excellent.
I saw that. That was
excellent.
pretty
Yeah.
enjoyable. I mean, it's for me. It just seems like a weird sort of thing because there's apparently only one other that's ever existed according to Wikipedia, and it wasn't even
Well,
like
when you-
that. It was
Well, all of the
yeah.
expanded universe stuff is out, and so they have a clean slate to do whatever the hell they want moving
enough.
into this next movie. You know.
Now.
Kind of sucks.
Here's the thing I always wondered when I was watching, as a kid, watching, those two famous lightsabers dueling. Um, is there some sort of like contact that the lightsabers actually stick together when they're touching, or I
No,
always
I don't
wondered
believe so.
why Darth Vader didn't just like after they made contact just slide down the blade and cut his hands off there,
Because, well, Vader wasn't trying to. You know what I mean?
or
Like
why
Vader
Luke
held
didn't do
out.
it either.
Well, Luke wasn't trained. You know,
Yeah.
essentially.
I'm
And
not
Vader
trained, but I
wasn't
figured
trying-
that one out.
and Vader's not trying to kill him.
That's
That
true.
confrontation's all about watch that fight. Vader is intentionally baiting and pulling him to that carbon freezing chamber. You know, he's feeling him out. He's not trying because he knows the secret at that point. You know, he realizes who this child is and all of that. You know, so he has his own agenda at that point when he's facing off against Luke.
Right.
And it's exactly what he does. Join me and let's go get this
Yeah.
guy. You know, so the thing that I thought was interesting is everyone raving about how they've got their childhood back in some corners, and they'll all be complaining when the new movie comes out, no matter what, you know. But I'll point out the hyper nerdy thing I caught. John Brega, I think is his name, the kid from Attack the Block, the African American guy at the beginning of the trailer
Yeah.
in the trooper armor.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "What the fuck, a black trooper?" And I'm like, "Well, first off, who cares? B, I doubt he's actually an Imperial trooper. If you watch the trailer carefully, when they show the shot of the stormtroopers on the cargo ship or whatever they're on, the camera is focused on one trooper in the line that's a head shorter than everybody else. So, knowing your
It's
Star
interesting that you
Wars
picked that
lore,
up. Yeah.
and then the shot of him is getting up and looking around really panicked. So I'll bet
Yeah.
you he's a good guy. He's there on a mission. He's infiltrated this squad or whatever's going on, but I doubt very much he's actually an Imperial trooper. Because it hails back to Luke in the trooper armor and the joke Leia made, and it also hails back to what Lando did by infiltrating Jabba's palace. So I thought that was kind of neat. Obviously, got goosebumps when I saw the X-wings flying over the water, or the Millennium Falcon doing its little thing there. Can totally see the J.J. Abrams influence on the filmmaking, big time, and I really like it. I thought that shot of the Falcon with the camera upside down, and it was pretty intense, actually.
I'm not an Abrams fan, so
Gotcha.
I'm having a hard time with it. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We have a while. I'm reserving judgment, or trying to.
Well,
I hated what he did with Star Trek. So
one of the
Well, love
things
the
though
first
that we
movie.
that you
But
actually
before, hang on. Before we get off the Abrams thing, I love the first film. I
Serious.
love the first film. Love the casting. I thought was fantastic.
the
Everybody
casting is great. Yeah,
carries
but the
the
movies
roles
are terrible.
beautiful. I disagree. I think the first one's almost a perfect film as far as re-introduction. I mean, are you upset they destroyed Vulcan? Is that it? Spoilers,
I'm
by
upset
the way.
about. I think the statute of limitations on spoilers has expired.
I'm
for
hoping,
this.
yeah.
I'm upset about a lot of story things that they did. I'm upset that he didn't think that there was already enough of the universe to work with, even though there is. It'd be
I
like
think
him
it
doing
had.
time travel in Star
I
Wars.
think
I
the
don't know.
rebooting was Paramount's directive, not his. That's what Paramount
Likely.
wanted to do in order to keep the franchise going, so to speak. So I agree with you. There was so much outcry over them rebooting it, but I thought that they did it in a way where everything that came before still happened. You know what I mean? Like it didn't completely obliterate what they did with all of that history and lore.
Yeah.
What I hated. So I thought the first movie was pretty well done, and it was handled beautifully, in my opinion. The second film, I was so disappointed in the second half of that movie when they just played Wrath of Khan beat for fucking beat
Yep.
to the very end
Yep.
of the film. I
Yep.
was like, you guys started off, in my opinion, on a great foot and really dropped the ball by going to that well, like doing that again. I mean, it was cool. We saw Spock. That was great. You found another way to work him in, but I
Yeah.
was,
You
and
found
then
another
when
way
I
to try to do
realized,
fan service. Yeah.
and if I realized that, oh, you are doing Khan for a moment, I thought we could take Khan at face value, and he was going to turn good. That he was a good guy trying to save his people, and I was like, well, okay, maybe that'll be a more interesting outcome at the end of the movie. No, we just faked you out for 5 minutes. Sorry. So I just wanted to get that in there before Reese jumped in with his thoughts on the Star Wars thing.
Actually, it
Anyway.
was the thing that you had said before about the X-wings using more of the original kind of descriptions and designs for the
Yeah,
art.
it looks like they pulled a little bit of the inspiration from the original Macquarie concept paintings. Yeah, with the
Now,
engine design and stuff.
That also is how we got the soccer ball R2D2. Is that was actually the
sure-
original idea? Apparently,
I'm sure that is just a background character. You know what I mean? Like in the trailer, it's front and center. I doubt very much the rolling droid thing there is going to be like a major thing in the movie. But yeah,
No,
I think
that's R2D2. I can't. I'll have
No,
to find the
that's
link
not
again.
No, that's not R2D2. R2D2 will look exactly like R2D2.
You think
And so we'll see 3P. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Alright.
It was also a completely different color scheme. It was different. It wasn't an R2 unit. Trust me.
Well, that was the thing. Is in the original descriptions that they were thought to be more of like wanted more of the robots and droids and stuff like that to be like a just on a ball bearing or something, that it's not actually legs or
Well, look,
anything.
Well, what was it? It was that there was a lot of shots of what I think were meant to infer as Tatooine. Well, obviously, we'll find out soon enough. But you saw it. It was rolling over the desert, and if you think about it, that's probably a good idea if you're going to be sending a droid out into the desert to do something. If it's designed to roll over a dune hill, so. Again, I am sure it is not like a central heroic character. It's probably a very ancillary moment in the film, whatever that was they were showing us. That speeder looked really weird with the big block on the front.
Yeah, I saw someone put the eyes and the teeth and turn that into Domo-kun. So that was,
Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty cute.
that was pretty awesome.
What I did notice was what is her name? Daisy Ryder, I think is the actress's name, or Ryder Daisy. I think it's Daisy Ryder. We're assuming she's playing, Luke, Han, and Leia's kid, but they haven't officially confirmed, characters, what they're playing. She looks spot on, like Padme from Attack of the Clones. Like I had to look twice to realize it wasn't Padme, it wasn't Natalie Portman, because she looks just like her in the desert garb.
Interesting. Skylatron, any thoughts? I know Kremchek has no opinion.
No.
I agree and disagree with everybody
I
so
don't
far.
even want to see. You can't agree and disagree, politician.
Yes, I can.
You need to have strong feelings on this.
Well, she's telling the
I-
chat she's clearly she's like the Star Trek versus Star Wars kind of nerd, and she's clearly in the Star Trek camp. And that's cool.
They're very different. They're not
They
the
are. They're
same.
very
I don't
different.
think
I
that
disagree
they're
with
too
that.
comparable. You don't think they're different?
One's a
No, I disagree
galactic
with
war,
you.
and the other
One's
is exploration
a
of
fairy tale. One is kind of pretty hard science fiction. They're both very different from Jack.
They're
Very,
so
very
different.
Yeah.
That's what I
Oh,
agree.
Krim. When we meet at SOE Live, I'm gonna punch you.
Okay.
Just
take
legitimately.
Yeah, I like them both. I mean, I grew up watching, classic Trek as a kid on reruns, and then I, was very excited. We were all excited as a family to see them bring the next generation out. Was that next or new? New. No, next generation. Yeah. I'm
So
always
everyone
mixing it
else's
up with
favorite captain is Janeway also, right?
Here's where I always get a lot of flack. I thought Voyager was a fucking train wreck. So was Deep Space
I
Nine.
thought no, Deep Space Nine and TNG are my two favorite. TNG just barely edging out Deep Space Nine, but Voyager, choo choo, all aboard. Like I'm trying to find worthwhile episodes to show people in Voyager,
Gotcha.
and in each series.
Yeah.
Let's find some worthwhile episodes to show you that are influential to the series. Voyager.
Not so many, huh? Yeah.
Oh no.
No, for me, what happened was because like a year before Deep Space Nine, I think started, Babylon 5 started doing its thing, and
Yeah.
it's pretty well known and implied that, believe it or not, Paramount ripped off the Bible J. Michael Straczynski had written for Babylon 5 for its inspiration. That's why they're very different executions. They're both very different kinds of science fiction, but they both started out with a very similar premise, and it really was Paramount kind of copying what they thought was going to work with this thing over here. But I got really pulled into that, and it's very high drama. It's very great storytelling, blah, blah, blah. And it was the first time I had seen on TV that narrative arc, beginning, middle, end to the 5-year story. Very powerful, very impactful, really like. So when I would tune in to Deep Space Nine, because my parents were really watching it, it played very flat to me. I just couldn't find myself getting pulled into it. And Voyager was even worse. Every time I tried to watch it, I was like, oh, this is just so lame compared to what I have been watching. Really liked Enterprise, though. Horrible, easily the shittiest opening theme song to a TV show ever in the history of ever, but a really good show. I thought, what's his name is Captain Archer was fantastic. Scott Bakula.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
he's
he was
great.
fantastic.
Scott Bakula's great.
Disappointing finale on that, though, with them killing Paris
the
for no
worst.
good reason. Yeah, it really fell apart. But love that they tried to play with that year-long storyline, and spoiler alert, we're ruining all of Enterprise. You could see what they were doing by like season 3. They were starting to interject more of the classic Trek stuff. You know what I mean? Like you started seeing like the green aliens and the alien dancer. Like they started introducing. Didn't we get tribbles too? I think during Archer's run, it was a good show. I didn't get enough credit, but I think that's why they ended up rebooting the whole franchise, because nobody was paying attention to Star Trek anymore. Other than the diehards. Wow, we just got really geeky.
So, Skylar
Yeah,
Tron,
I just turned it on. Hi.
what the hell was that I saw about a bed fund? A bed? What?
So, I have when I moved here, I just put stuff in my car. I didn't bring big things with me, which means that I have an air mattress, and I just haven't had the ability to get a thing that's not an air mattress, I guess. So last night the guys were making fun of me in stream and started giving me money to buy a bed.
Hell yeah.
That's all it is. I think. I'm pretty sure that's all it is. They did say if you donate, you get Skyla in bed. So I don't know if there's a disconnect. Wait. Let's clarify what's happening.
Now let's point out that if any of the guys tried to do that, it would just be completely taken as wrong. But, the lady streamers can get away with this.
I didn't start it. I didn't ask. It just happened.
Of course, no. Of course, I
It's
understand.
pretty
Of
sweet.
course, I completely understand that. I'm sure it was over anxious
Completely
fans
innocent.
in your chat room. I'm sure.
And I'm sure our
I have-
viewership is
I have-
dropping in half to go to your channel now. To donate.
You goofball.
I have plenty
Just
of fun.
post the
I'm working on
donation
my
link
fun.
in here then.
Oh my god. I am not even doing that. I am not even doing that. I just what kind of streams do I do? Oh God.
The kind where you play games and sometimes you sing for donations in your Star Trek uniform.
That does happen. Yeah. I think it's pretty on the up and up. I'm not Casey Tron,
Fair enough.
though I'd be making way more money.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Oh well.
Hey, someone wants to get Grim in bed.
Hey,
There you go.
can't blame him.
Don't you have a bed
All right.
behind you?
I'll
I'd
be
rather
right
have
back.
Grim
I'm
in
gonna
bed too.
go, top off my drink.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Should go.
Yes, I do have a bed behind me.
Should go lay in it so we can get you in bed.
Seductively, like,
Yeah.
okay, that'll happen. As I sit
Yeah.
here and do nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like amazing Star Trek talk happening in the chat, and it's making me really happy.
They're always like sitting there waiting to click my cam off. It's like, if he gets up, I'm clicking him off right
Do
away.
No, I just wonder if Baby Soups comes like, barging in or something. He's like, "Oh, I heard the bed. That means he's off the computer." And just
Right.
mashes door
Yes.
down. And,
No, she's actually at the store with my parents.
oh,
They took her Christmas shopping.
nice.
Yay.
You still have your credit card in your wallet, right?
I do.
Just check.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of messed up.
Yeah, I know. She's going Christmas shopping with your money.
Yeah. Fun stuff. Yeah, they get to be the cool parent or the cool grandparents.
Yeah. No kidding.
Oh, that'd be messed up. Yeah. So what you drinking tonight, Adam? So-
Ironically, I just left a perfectly good bed behind at my previous address.
Oh, well.
I left a perfectly terrible bed. It was. I'm actually happier with the air mattress than I was with my old bed. So.
Yeah, Com, I was somewhere between Ferengi being a believable race and a stereotype of Jews, so, like, I always felt a little bit weird, because it's like, well, I guess they're, like, the relatable race for me in Star Trek. Yeah, they're awesome businessmen, but do they really have to have the butt head?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they did.
Actually, it's like a garbanzo bean is what their head reminds me of.
Mm.
No? Never mind. Someone in the
I-
audience knows what I'm talking
Sorry.
about.
Like I said, I didn't stick with Deep Space Nine long once I found Babylon 5. It's just night and day difference, and just didn't keep up on it. But, Mom and Dad would fill me in occasionally when this was going on or that was going on. I had to have them explain, like, the whole finale of Deep Space Nine to me so I could understand a whole quest line that was introduced in Star Trek Online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. See, I want to
Because
show.
they can-
I want to show Deep Space Nine to someone, right, who hasn't really watched Star Trek. So start early stuff, and then blah blah, and then go into Deep Space Nine. But like, you have to watch the entire Dominion story arc to understand what's going on. You can't just pick and choose episodes. That's a lot of stuff to watch.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Babylon 5. I can't just say, watch this one episode and it'll be great, because so much of the dramatic moments mean nothing if you haven't watched
If you
3
don't
seasons
have-
leading
yeah.
up to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you
real-
cannot watch In the Pale Moonlight if you haven't watched the entire Dominion arc. I'm just saying.
One real quick question before we actually get in with the real content here. What the hell was up in Deep Space Nine with the whole crazy man writing on the walls and the insane asylum thing? Like, was that hallucinations, or was the entire episode in his imagination? Or the entire show, rather?
Oh, just the episode. It was a mental torture thing.
Ah,
He was actually only gone for like days, and he thought he was gone for years. Yeah, that's what that was.
interesting.
Yeah. The mental ramifications of that actually lasted on for a few episodes. It was pretty cool.
Gotcha. So that's what that's all about. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't start to try and break the mold on Star Trek as far as what they were doing with longer stories until Next Generation, about season 3. when they did the first cliffhanger there with the best of both worlds, was when they seemed to sort of kick the show into high gear, so to speak. You know, it takes them a few years to find their feet, it seems.
Yeah, it really does.
Mm.
All right. And we don't have a drinking rule for any Star Trek stuff, so sorry, folks.
No, no.
Ooh, I need
no.
one on my channel. Smart.
Ooh, that would be a good one. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense for sure. All
Um,
right.